Hello, hello? Can you hear me now? Alright, I think that's right. Okay, I don't think I have to restart anything. Weird. OBS lost my typical microphone input. Is this thing on? I think that's... Oh yeah, it's the right one. Elgato Wave XLR, yep. Hopefully. Is this a climbing up the pocket ladder and down the snap ladder stream? No, I'm really talented. I can climb down both of them simultaneously. Is not playing Darkrai and Pokemon Pocket the equivalent to not playing Thanos and Marvel Snap? Absolutely. It's a good comparison for people that only play one of the games, but you're hanging out for both. That is apt. It's the equivalent to climbing up the ladder with a weighted vest on your chest. It's more like chutes and ladders. Sometimes you climb up, but other times you slide down. Grinded in the top 10K. Get it, Pete. Hope you're having fun. I just recorded a Dex tier list roundup, and the Carnivine Crobat seems to be an excellent grinder deck looking at all its matchup tables. It's like the 50% deck in this format for sure. Will there ever be a 2-star in my Wonder Picks again? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Ever again? Ever again. Nope, probably not. Is Darkrai the problem, or Giratina? I mean, Giratina's in more decks, but Darkrai and Giratina is the best of the best. Currently on a 6-game win streak with Togekiss, but we might get around to something like that today. We'll see. I learned a few things. I might not get around to that till Monday. I think I learned a few things in here if I recall. Forget what Past Jeff did. Oh, I'm gonna need to grind the new. There's new promo packs to grind in solo, yeah. I'm not gonna grind all of these on stream, but I'm gonna clear one of them really quick, so that way I'm not losing value from my time-gated energy currency not recharging. Oh, can I just use the Patchy deck again? It's a water one? That sounds great. Half their deck is weak to metal, not electric. Yeah, it's probably fine, though. This deck is good just because, like, it hits hard and fast and it's hyper consistent, so it's hard for the AI to mess it up. While we're waiting for our first resource to get used here, I would like to give a shout out to one of my longtime sponsors who's got a sale going on for the next couple of weeks over Memorial Day. It's going to be here soon in the United States, into the AM. I make all of the wonderful graphical t-shirts you always see me wearing on stream and in the scrolling banner. You can check them out for up to 70% off a lot of their catalog. I also have $200 into the AM gift cards I'm going to be giving away in the Hooglandia Discord server. If you pop on in there and react to the message in the announcements channel, to pick some winners Monday night. So we'll plug the giveaway today and Monday on stream, and I'll pick some winners for the 8 gift codes that I have Monday evening. But their stuff is great. I've worked with them for years at this point. My codes sold like 20,000 some odd dollars in clothing. A lot of satisfied Hooglandians. Look at this! The Pokemon Center lady waking it up from the sleep. Get popped, Poplio. It's just good deck building right there. How do you play on PC? You can use your Android emulator of choice to play Pocket on PC. I use one called LD Player personally, but there's a lot of them that all work a-okay. Not Pope Leo. Stop griefing your fellow bot and just kill them with the sparking gadget. Thank you. Alright, then I'll spend the rest of these points off stream. I don't need to sit here and watch this happen. I just wanted to spend the first one so they could get building up. YouTube live stream has been live for less than 10 minutes. YouTube, it's a good time to insert ads, Jeff. Don't you want to put ads on this video, Jeff? Stop it, YouTube. Go away. I always forget about the auto battler. Yeah, and so not only is... Oh god, did we not get the extra one? Knock out one of your opponent's Pokemon with a metal type Pokemon to get 4 extra. Oh, I'm gonna have to repeat that one. Put 3 basic Pokemon into play. Alright, I'll have to redo this one too. Normally, you want to get some of the extra goodies. It says knockout with metal type, build a stage 1 with this battle by turn 4. All in Skarmory probably does a good job in this matchup. Something to note about the auto battles is it only eats your currency if you win. So you don't even need to build a deck that wins 100% of the time. Just have it win most of the time, so you're not sitting there having it constantly go. But you just get one that's like good, mostly good enough win rate, and then you just like let it sit next to you while you're watching TV or doing something else, and just push the button and let it go. I learned up Talonflame and Incineroar. I might lose some points with this to start. Might lose some points with this one to start. Trav, thanks for the 3rd of a year. Welcome back. I tried your Mimikyu deck and it was a ton of fun. The Psychic Box decks are among my favorite thing to play this season for sure. Oh my goodness, did we finish yesterday exactly where we started? I think we did, right? Remember this is where we were 2 days ago? We definitely were right around here at one point. Is the stream quieter than normal today? I don't believe so. There might be something funky with my audio. I really need to reinstall Windows. I'm pretty sure there's some type of phantom amalgamations in my system from too many updates not going cleanly because Windows is Windows. Windows is Windows. We're going second, which means even though we have this, we are cooked if they have their supporter. Yes! Not cooked. So Turtonator consistently being one of the more successful fire variations. They play their supporter that lets them get energies on that so they can start attacking right away. And go digging for some other basics here. There's a lovely Fletchling. Do I want to Heat Tackle? Yeah, I think so. I would love to be able to stream from a Linux-based system again. Should really consider trying to figure that out again at some point. I did for a long time, and then this XLR interface that I have, I think my camera doesn't work on Linux either. Maybe it does. I think the camera might have. And the camera's been kind of glitchy on Windows 11 too, honestly. Makes doing some random sponsored things tougher though, because doing a sponsored thing on an unsupported platform is scuffed. I don't talk about it a ton because it's not super relevant to what I do here, but I helped create and maintain a Linux distribution for a number of years. During undergrad. I think I'm Pokemon communicating and I'm throwing the Fletchling back. I'm looking for another basic for this or the teenage one here, I think. That's not the teenager I'm looking for. I can give myself the flexibility to Scar Charge next turn. So burn always does a guaranteed 20, and then they flip a coin. If heads, they heal, and if not, they take another 20 when they pass and have a chance to heal. Have you tried Fire or Aquarium? I've not. I think it's just 2 energy is too much to it. 2 is just too much. So, if I could find either the other candy or our stage 1 for this, we get to Scar Charge, Smash the Charizard, and then we can follow it up with a 90 hitter. But if we don't find our way into our second stage 2, we are going to be dead here. I suppose we're also only dealing 140, and if they have, if they get up to 260, a lot of times the opponent's deck plays 2 copies of Lily, so I think we're just cooked if they have that. I suppose the Litten draw means if they Lily, I can put Litten up and hit Rare Candy for my Incineroar to live through a turn. Yeah. Well, that's not necessarily game-winning. Just because this came so late. Alright, so we have to hit the 1 in 6 to have a shot, and even that's not a guarantee. It's not gonna do it. Rip. Hey, Coco4, thank you for the 3rd of a year. Welcome back. Marcelo Plays, thank you for the 6 months. Lightning Energy, probably Oricorio stuff. We're gonna chill on this Fletchling because we are a Pokemon communication deck, so we could use that to fish up a stage 1 here, potentially. Breakpoint worth acknowledging. Fletchling, even with a cape, does die in 1 shot to an Oricorio because of its lightning weakness. What's your record in ranked? Absolutely no idea. You want a solid piece of life advice? Don't worry about things that could potentially make you unhappy that also are never going to add positive value to you. Stand to gain absolutely nothing by looking at that metric. We play mostly trash decks on this stream. I'm sure it's a trash number. I'm actually really surprised they put that number in the client. Most ranked games that have as much variance as this one does don't put that type of stat in the client. So it's really discouraging for people to look at. Do you have a pet card this season? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. The longer this season has gone on for, the worse everything feels to play. And that's almost assuredly a symptom of the fact that we're in a tier 0 metagame. We have Cyrus here for the Torcat. Yeah. And I think without Talonflame or Candy already in hand, we're probably just dead here. I guess I could top deck one of our researches and find exactly those two, but I assume we're 0% at this point. Thanks for hanging out, Red Dead. I try to live by what I tell other people to do, which is not obsess with your rank points and just play the game when you're having fun. And if you're not having fun, try and change your decks or do something else or play something else. I think way too many people fall victim to the predatory systems these games implement that psychologically manipulate you. And it removes their joy from actually experiencing the game as a result. Thoughts on a low at Ninetales? Card's trash. That's why it hasn't seen any play as of yet. Just like, wholly and fully at this point. Well, obviously, never say never. Any cards from this expansion that aren't already seeing regular tournament play likely are just unplayable, he says as he deletes this Talonflame deck. Except for Baby Garchomp, of course. Baby Garchomp, of course, is obviously very good and powerful. Ooh, this person was top 5,000 last season. Just dripping profusely in the sweat. And a fighting deck, interesting. Choo-choo, all aboard the Garchomp Cope train. I mean, big Garchomp with Rampardos is one of the better decks and more popular decks in the format right now, at least. Well, if we spike Sir Chopperson next turn, in a pretty alright spot. Are any of the new promo cards usable? Probably not. I expect Grimer makes a low-end muck slightly less bad, but still not good, would be my expectation. Heyo! Heyo! There he is. The man, the myth, the legend. Man, what am I chomping here, though? I think I need to get shearing. I think it's the lily. I think it's the lily. I really need to find a cape, ideally. Because the problem here is if they have Candy, Rampardos, Lucario, and I guess that's 3 cards out of 4 they need, but if they have those 3, we are pretty up a stream without a panel. The Riolu coming to the front of the class bodes well for our hero. Still have mommy at least. Still have mommy at least. When you have Garchomp active, you're almost never using the Pokemon communication. That's card disadvantage. God, this Mars was pretty devastating. I have to try and figure out how we win here eventually. So I guess I'll keep shearing. I suppose if they have the Rampardos Lucario candy this turn, we could still be in trouble if I don't find a second candy. At the risk of getting into the red card discussion, I just want to chuckle about something. Someone left a comment, because we talked about it a little bit yesterday. Someone left me a comment letting me know I was wrong, and I asked them to show me the math supporting their point. And instead of showing me math that supported their point, they launched into 4 paragraphs about how my red card video was wrong because of a specific calculation that was wrong, and the reason why they thought it was wrong is because they were counting their opponent as only having 3 cards in hand after a red card, as opposed to 4, completely discounting the fact that your opponent draws a card after they red card you. And it's just like, so sigh, just like, 1, you like spent 4 paragraphs not actually answering my question, and then 2, you asserted I was wrong while completely missing a really key detail that made the calculation correct. Just, oh, big engaging with people in 2025. Which is long and short of it to say, which is usually why I just time people out or whatever when they say you're wrong instead of saying, hey, can you show me why you think I'm wrong? Because people that didn't show you to start, they're not going to show you. They're just going to waste your time. What's the game plan for today? We're going to play Pokemon Pocket for a few hours, then we're going to play Marvel Snap for a few hours. And then I'm going to load the kids into the car, and we're going to go camping this weekend. Have you tried Crobat Cardivide? It's fine. It's just kind of high variance. I agree with you that Cardivide Crobat doesn't have any statistically bad matchups looking at its matchup tables. Got a very, very balanced spread of things. If they have Candy Zard, we are cooked. Where are you camping? Dedicated site or wild camping? My kids are 4, 10, and 11. We do drive the car up to the campsite camping. We'll actually be camping with our Cub Scout pack this weekend, so we've got like 35, 40 people coming out. Well, their draw is not particularly good, so that's nice for us. We're gonna go ahead and candy this up. And I think against Charizard, I don't really need Lily, right? Because they're just gonna murder us in 1 for the most part, and I wanna go digging for Greninja here, ideally. I might just be bidding this since Chomp is set up. We'll see. I'm gonna hold on to it for now at any rate. I guess I could see a world where they hit Candy Stokezard this turn, and then I retreat the Chomp and put this up, so I can keep shearing while positioning ourselves to clear the Chomp with the Charizard with Cynthia afterwards. Okay, and when they brick here, I think I'm gonna shear the Pimiyu. I really just want to find either of these. Am I doing this to play around red card? I don't think so, because I'm, this build's a little greedy, and in order to fit 2 stage 2s, we only have 1 Froakie and 1 Greninja with no Frogadier. So if I use this rare candy, I can't get to Greninja, which I could use the rare candy to hit this and then just like shear through the Greninja as an option, but it's a communication. Even if they hit here at this point, I think we're good with Daddy Chomp plus Cynthia. Is Stokezard Incineroar better than Infernape Incineroar? I don't think we really have numbers on people. We don't really have numbers on people playing Incineroar Infernape. Stokezard Incineroar is definitely the more popular. Alright, quick 2-0 win streak to start with my favorite Pokemon. And this is one piece of advice I could give that will hopefully make your games more enjoyable is I think too many people, when they're in like a slump, and like, I think I'm definitely in a ranked slump here, right? Like I've played, I don't know, like 6 or 7 hours of Pokemon Pocket this week, and I'm basically exactly where we started. Like I think we were 76 points for Masters like on Monday or something. And I think too many people, when they get stuck like that, they just like default to playing whatever they think is the best deck. And I think many people underestimate the impact of enjoying your deck has on the outcome of your games. I think you'll win more games if you're having fun with the deck that you're playing. So when I hit a slump in any card game, the thing that I do isn't go play the best deck. The thing that I prefer to do is go play my favorite deck. And in this case, Garchomp's one of my favorite Pokemon, and this is my favorite Garchomp deck. So let's we gonna take a brief pause for the cause to let some adverts roll. Appreciate everybody hanging out. We're gonna play some more Garchomp when we get back. We're trying out 2 Pimiyukins or whatever its name is in the kind of flex Pokemon slots here. Actually haven't done anything with them yet, but we'll see. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Don't go anywhere. The best deck for climbing is the one that you're excited to play with. I completely agree. Such a good way to put it. If you're watching this on YouTube, consider tapping the like button. I really enjoy making Pokemon Pocket content, and the best way you can help that continue to be a thing is to help the content be successful and liking the daily streams and videos that I put out. So, free way for you to do that. Appreciate the folks that have. P.U. Kimuki. P.U. Kimuki. I'm just gonna call it P.U. I'm gonna call it P.U. P.U. Kimuki is way too many syllables to say. P.U. P.U. sounds great. We're playing 2 copies of P.U. P.U. This deck is stinky. Yeah, I saw it. I had a Rotom and a Farfetch in the P.U. slots. What a wonderful cucumber. The card is both cute and menacing. Yeah, it's interesting, right? It like puts people in some awkward spots. 50 damage when they crack it means that Garchomp cracks for another 100. Has decent breakpoints. Just a purr. rapidly approaching a nice amount of months. Thank you for your very generous tier 2 and for the 68-month resub. Welcome back. Why not switch one PU for Frogadair for consistency? Because I don't think having a one of stage 1 in my series that's all only one ofs adds much consistency. And having PUs to soak hits when my Garchomps aren't coming together seems ideal. How much have you spent to have flared 2 stars? Too much money. In fact, this latest pack, I stopped spending to chase cosmetics just because they're too expensive. Kamalo, thank you for the 14 months. Appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate folks that stuck through our ad break. To give a shout out to one of my longtime sponsors and some goodies for you all at home. Pinned above both the chats is a link to my Discord server, and in the announcements channel there, I've got $200 worth of Into the AM gift cards. They make all the wonderful graphic shirts that you see me wearing on stream, as well as a range of other premium clothing. I'll be giving those away Monday night. You just gotta hop in the Discord server and react to the post. Have you spent more than $2,000? Yeah, probably. Actually, I don't know the answer to that number, which is how mobile games are designed to work. I spent $400 alone on my second gold Pokeball, so yeah, it's probably well over 2,000. Socratic Phoenix, thank you for the 4 years. Welcome back. Have your thoughts on packs and collection variants meaningfully changed after the addition of shinies? No, shinies didn't really change a whole lot about anything. Alright, my opponent and I could just, like, play our games on opposite sides of the board, and the first one to hit a rare candy raises their hand and wins the game, yeah? Although we have energy variants, so maybe that's not true. Unlucky. Attacking my Froakie? It's rude. Pibby is really not good against this guy. It's good against what's it called though? Good against Rampardos. I think we'll hold on to it for now. Third water energy in a row probably means we're cooked. I think I just take my tap for 10 here. It's okay, we'll use Reckless Sharing to draw us the fighting energy. One can dream. There could be merit to retreating in case they don't have the chomp, but they're just so likely I have the chomp. Do you think we should get supporter item cards to support multiple energy? I think that's almost assuredly when this happens, not an if this happens. The Mewtwo Tapu Lele deck got me to Masters. That can't possibly be true. I had a ton of people in the comment section of that video assure me that deck was not playable. Congrats on making it to Masters, Gamer. So I have Lily to heal. Oh, they have Lily too. I was gonna say I have Lily to heal the first linear attack here on my back line. You have turned 3 cards into 3 different cards. Kind of, sorta. I guess I technically lost the healing, huh? Which means we died a Cyrus next turn. Rocky Helmet's an interesting one. You don't see that a ton. Are we in a serviceable spot this game? If they don't have more healing here, it feels like I'm in a serviceable spot. So I go retreat to here. And then Cynthia lets me clear. And then I could get got by a Mars, but I really don't want to show them this one in advance. They already red carded me. Because the problem is if I just evolve right to this, they're going to discard these skull fossils. I think it's right to chill for now. This Rocky Helmet means that this Gibble clears my Garchomp, which is annoying. I wish the fact that they'd red carded you already made them less likely to have Mars. Yeah, me too. Cool. And the fact that I didn't play the rare candy means I get this win here. So I know like it would feel really bad to get what's it called, but this is the upside to hiding this play is winning the game on the spot when they don't play around it, so it's a pretty huge upside. That one, clean it out. I can't believe we won that one. That was really sweet. Small mistake on their part to not play around Big Chump. We were able to capitalize on it. Would we have also won with Baby Chomp? Oh, we would have, wouldn't we? That's a good call. They were dead to Candy either Chomp because the active only had 60. Sure. Omega, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. Maybe that means it's wrong to hide. We're just supposed to put the Baby Chomp out. So this line was cooler, I agree. We got style points for this line. I am skeptical the new Toucannon is better than the old one. Why do you choose to shear Lily sometimes when you need sustain? I mean, did you see that last game? That we won without the sustain because I was able to assemble more cards? In general, most of the utility cards you could be holding on to, like Lily, tend to be a lot less valuable than just having another Stage 2 Pokemon built up. So, shearing really aggressively, even through potentially useful tools to make sure you can assemble multiple Stage 2s has a ton of value. gosh, there's so much Rampardos. Which is really weird to me, because looking at the matchup tables, these Rampardos decks are not that good against Tina. Oh, energy variance. One EX jump, 2 babies. So, Lycanroc here does 50 more if the opponent's active Pokemon has more HP than you. So it'll do 50 to this. And then if we evolve into Baby Chomp, they'll only deal 50 again next turn, which is great. That's really good for me, yeah. I'm sure they're just digging for a fossil, but I'm super happy to get a redraw here. They're still missing a fossil. We're in a pretty alright spot here. Looks like they are. Third water energy in a row changes that dynamic a little bit. I think we're shearing the cape here. Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna do this, switch to here. What am I drawing to? Like, what am I looking to find at this point? A fighting energy, yeah. Definitely true. I definitely want to heal this so we get out of range of a single Rampardos pop shot. I think a second Chomp is something I want to keep on the table. So I think I'm gonna hold on to this for now. I probably should have played it so I could evolve into a Gabite next turn. Fighting energy. Fighting energy. Okay. The Gibble's not all bad though. Because I hit this for 60 And then this can attack for 20 next turn. So they're gonna need healing for this. And they can't just evolve to Rampardos, because they've evolved to Rampardos and hit this, they lose the HP they gained back. Fighting energy exists. That's exciting. All right, there's another Pibby in my deck. I'm gonna grab that. Shear it away. Am I shearing it away? Yeah, I think so. It would be good Sabrina defense. Yeah, maybe. That could be correct. Yeah, you might be correct that we're supposed to keep it for Sabrina. Yeah, good call. GG about it. That's close. A little bit of frustrating variance there, but ultimately the thing you gotta focus on is the thing that you could control the outcome of, and I could have with the fighting energy on top of my fighting energy. Oh my goodness! Oh, it would have been a draw without a basic. Oh my gosh, I messed up. It would have been a draw without a basic. Fuck. Oh, I'm so annoyed with myself. I'm so annoyed with myself. Damn, it would have been... Oh. What a tilter. No, it would have been a draw, because they would have had a third point and I would have had bench Pokemon. Alright, that's fine. I played that game mostly well. Some slops at the very end. No bench overrides the points. Dear God in heaven, please someday give me the confidence with which people on the internet are just fucking wrong while correcting me. Holy Christ, gamers. Just for clarity's sake, just to make things very clear for the person that's asserting I'm wrong. There are two ways to win a game of Pokemon Pocket. You can win a game of Pokemon Pocket by getting 3 points, or by your opponent having no Pokemon on your bench. Winning both of these ways is worth the same amount. So what does that mean? That means if your opponent has 3 points, but no bench and no Pokemon, and you have bench Pokemon but not 3 points, it's a draw. It means if you both have 3 points, but one of you has no bench, the person with bench Pokemon remaining wins. Essentially, the way to think about it is, Pokemon Pocket asks the question, how many of the 2 ways to win the game is a player currently winning? And if you're winning the same amount of those ways simultaneously, the game is a draw. And if one player is winning 2 and the other is winning 1, then that player wins. There's also no tiebreaker for number of bench Pokemon. It's just, do you have any bench or not? So in an instance where I have 2 bench and they have 1 bench and we both get 3 points, that game's still a draw. If you're the person that just asked the question about how does this work, go back and listen to the 30 seconds I just explained. And again, I wanna make it very clear, because when I take a moment and do that, or like time someone out for being confidently incorrect, or like, Jeff, you hate people who are different or don't think the same way you do. It's fine to be wrong, but like, don't assert with confidence that I'm incorrect when I definitely know what I'm talking about here and you do not. Ask a question, maybe. Say, Jeff, I thought it works like this, and then explain yourself. But being just like, Jeff, you're wrong, when I just like, very clearly you have no idea is so, yeah, be humble. The confidently incorrect that we experience in today's culture is very annoying. Griffin Bruce, one of Hoaglandian's triple-digit sub-club members. Thank you for the 105-month eternity. Welcome back. Yeah, and the game doesn't teach you that. At no point in any of the tutorials does the game teach you how draws work. It's completely reasonable to not understand how draws work. Nothing wrong with that. Honestly, one of the advanced tutorials should probably explain this. It took me probably, I'm pretty sure I was playing for over a month before I fully understood what was going on with it. Actually, it wasn't until after Rampardos came out. It wasn't until after Rampardos came out where it like was really clear what was going on because it was happening frequently. I think we're dead here at this point, right? Are we? This does 20 down to 120, and then they go to 70. Okay, if we top deck Greninja next turn, we can still clear this if they don't have another heal. Yeah, I don't think we actually do it until after Rampardos released. And then the Sabrina means we are cooked. GG, opponent. Yeah, I think it wasn't until after Rampardos and Rocky Helmet released that we really figured it out, that was a number of weeks in. Jeff, there is a rules page in the app that says having no Pokemon in play, no matter how many points either player has. So that way, where is that in? Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I believe you. Where is that rule page in my client? Point me to it. Navigate me. Where's it? Where's it at, Cliff? Show me. Because that might be why these people are confidently incorrect, despite lots of examples to the contrary. I wasn't aware there were rules pages in the client. So if there's a rules page in here somewhere, could you tell me where to find it? Are they in the tutorials? Are they here in the solo stuff? Menu tips. At the bottom, about battle rules. Knockouts and winning or losing a battle. Players not going to put his Pokemon at 1 point. Victory or defeat in the battle are determined if even one of the following conditions are met. If one player gets a set number of points for that battle or more, that player wins the battle. If a player doesn't have any Pokemon remaining in play, that player loses the battle regardless of the number of points each player has. Nothing about... Oh, this is the confusing part. Regardless of the number of points each player has. Ah. Okay. So... this bit, I guess you could interpret this bit as if you have no Pokemon, the points don't matter. I would bet this is a translation issue. The regardless part is ambiguous, and I would bet this is a translation issue. This should absolutely be worded differently. But I would bet this is a translation issue. That's cool. I actually didn't know this section was here. And I can see how this would be interpreted that way. But what this is basically saying is what this means is this regardless is intended to communicate you lose even if your opponent doesn't have 3 points. That's what it's intended to communicate. It's you have no Pokemon, but your opponent doesn't have 3 points, you lose the game still. But the way the regardless could be interpreted ambiguously is if you have no Pokemon, you're always losing regardless, even if they have 3 points. Or you have 3 points. Yes, I think it's fine to be misled by this, but this is absolutely just like how I explained it is 100% how it works in client. And I think I would bet the ambiguity here is related to a translation issue from whoever wrote it originally. It was likely translated by someone that doesn't understand the mechanics of how it's actually functioning in the game. Who's actually reading this? So I don't know, maybe. That's the charitable interpretation. The people who are confidently wrong are reading the tips, but I would believe you too. I would go along your line of thinking. I would bet they probably never read that and probably also didn't know it existed. Yes, honestly, I think that's the call out from the Twitch chat here. It's crazy to me that entire tip section exists and there isn't an explicit part of it that talks about ties. I think 100% that massive sections of rules and tips, there should just be rules about draws for clarity in there. 1000%. Cliff is cut from a different cloth than us. They're like a god gamer. They read the rules. They're aware they exist and they read them. Are you sure you're a card gamer, Cliff? Because I'm pretty sure most card gamers are illiterate. I think there might be something up there. Yes, the game I retreated earlier would have been a draw if my opponent didn't have a basic and I was wrong to retreat when I did. If they have a candy, we're gonna be cooked because of our energy situation. Cool. No candy. I think I'm shearing through this second chomp with more water energy on top. That one's not likely to be super useful. Chew on this. All right, well, we know what we're shearing next turn now, at least. I am very confident you are wrong about the bench situation. That's great, gamer. I'm very confident you're banned on my channel. So long. I'm noticing a large number of these comments are not from the Twitch side. Absolutely. YouTube chat for the Pocket side is markedly on one more frequently than what's it called, the Twitch side is. Am I putting an energy on here for the sake of dealing 20? I don't think so. A lot of people like to piss you off. I really want to make it very clear that at no point today, despite banning people, have I been mad. I know that I don't whisper into the microphone and I speak with confidence and I'm kind of loud, but like truly things people are saying on the internet are not remotely worth getting mad about unless they're trying to strip human rights away from people. Like, and I've been streaming for a decade and over a decade, and I can count on one hand the number of times I've been truly mad on stream. It's a very, very regular accusation that people are like, God, why are you so angry? It's just like, that's not, I'm not. It's just not how it is. Genuine question, how come you ban comments like those instead of just ignoring them? So, something that I learned early on in making content, and this is true of most things, not even just the content space, but you as a person are always cultivating the spaces you exist in. What does that mean? It means even if you are not actively removing someone from the space that you exist in, reasonable people are going to see what's going on in your space, and they're going to leave if you tolerate certain things. So one of the reasons why my chat isn't a bunch of low-quality meme spam all of the time is because I require or expect, or whatever you want to call it, a certain level of quality, or I'm going to take out the trash. I think we're dead here with the Tina on the bench. There are many people that will see you react this way and leave. I think people who are upset with the idea that I push back or get rid of things that are objectively incorrect in my chat aren't going to be good community members, and people who want to self-select themselves out when they see me do that are good riddance. Like, I'm not losing value because people who are going to be upset with me removing factually incorrect information from my chat, and people that want to confidently say factually incorrect information from my chat I don't think they're going to be good community members or add value to what I do here. And just from I think another thing people like to say is like, well, Jeff, you'd have more viewers or more subscribers or more whatever the thing is if you didn't do that or manage your stuff in that way. And I think that's probably true. I think I would have more views on my videos if I managed my stuff slightly differently. However, I think one of the reasons why my direct supporter count is consistently as high as it is in small part due to the fact that I maintain a high quality community here. I think the people who are willing to stay, who appreciate the way that I manage things, are people who are more likely to support and stick around for longer and build a better community that I have here. And for reference, I talk about I've been doing this for over a decade, and I've been doing it as a full-time job for nearly almost 8 years now. And in that time period, and basically every game that I've made content for, Magic the Gathering and Marvel Snap were the two big ones. I had higher supporter counts than people who had similar viewer counts to me. Essentially, is the way to put it or phrase it or whatever you want to say. So I think there is some incentive to. It's not just strictly downside. And this is we might be toast. This game could go either way. The opponent's got a few decision trees here. Ultimately, the biggest thing to think about through all of it is that I am happier as an individual, making sure I am happier as an individual with my space managed the way that I do it, rather than tolerating all sorts of nonsense, silly things. I don't know that I could win this game still, though, is the problem. So I can, like, kill their ninja this turn, but I don't have, like, a Cyrus or anything to finish off, and I'm not going to be able to get through this Tina, right? Is the issue? Our deck is empty. I can't shear anything to get anything, gamers. So what's the math here? I don't know what the math actually works out to here is the problem. So I clear this ninja, and then they put this up, and they clear me. And then I only have... They take 20, and then I do another 20. I think we're just dead. I think we're just dead. I would be surprised if Promo 2 Cannon is good. I think maybe 2 Cannon is fine. Yeah, and I only deal another 90 here, right? Because this does 20... Oh, wait. Does the attack help? No, the attack doesn't... Technically... Not dead on it all, yeah? If I do 20 here and 20 with the... Technically, they need a Sabrina. They need a Sabrina or a Cyrus to kill it, to not draw. Because of PBU. And they probably haven't. They haven't played a Sabrina or a Cyrus yet. And we're dead to those, but I'm not gonna concede when a draw's on the table like we did earlier. Yeah, GG opponent, close. Yeah, neat game. And I'm sure one of the reasons why I enjoy playing this deck is I'm sure you could look back through the length of that game, and I probably made a mistake or two at some point because there were so many decision points. Yeah, they could retreat to the ninja and take the last point with that too. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There were a lot of permutations. I don't think I had any lines at the very end. Opponent navigated that long game well. All right, we're going to take an ad break. I'm going to put the deck list up while we do. Appreciate that. To the people who keep constantly asking me to flash the deck, especially on the YouTube side, I really just want to let you know that you could rewind the live stream on YouTube to see the deck when I flashed it during the previous ad break. I am never going to put the deck list up on screen at your request. I will always put it up when we take our ad break every 35 to 40 minutes. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. How did your camera move itself to center? I have, the camera is on my standing desk, so when I move the desk down to sit down. Our Lily really hasn't been that good today. I kind of want to swap her for... Cyrus. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I've had Cyrus in and out of the list at different points. I haven't played... It's possible that PU makes Cyrus a little better. And I didn't love Cyrus in the previous build. I kept getting stranded dead in the hand. Excited to play the next game and have Lily win when Cyrus is dead in hand. Is Solgaleo Skarmory one of the best decks of this metagame? Absolutely not. I will have a best decks tier list up tomorrow morning, and I put that deck towards the bottom. It's numbers. Numbers do not remotely reflect it being a best deck. YouTube chat is honestly very close to being members only. They've been real obnoxious so far today. We're right about where we started. I think we're right about where we started. Yeah. Is it gonna sweet check in the over? Yeah, the troll toll on YouTube is cheaper. There's a $1 membership on the YouTube channel. Is watching VODs on YouTube or Twitch preferred? VODs on YouTube are much better for me as a creator. Alright, I'm actually just gonna put YouTube in members only mode. There are still people being confidently incorrect about. There are people still caught up on the talking about how draws work and being confidently incorrect about how they do and don't work. And I'm done. I'm moving on. Give me $1 if you want to chat on YouTube. I'm tired of fragging people and rolling my eyes. Adama, thank you for the 27 months. Welcome back. Good golly. There isn't a debate. See, this is the thing, right? We're still calling the discussion about draws a debate gives credence to the idea that there's more than one way it could work when there is absolutely exactly one way it works and I described it. And that's part of the problem with dialogue in 2025 is people are like, why won't you have a debate with me about 2 + 2 = 5 in a base 10 system? It's like, we're not having a debate about 2 + 2 = 5 in a base 10 system. You're just wrong, and I'm not going to give you a microphone and go back and forth with you when you're just an idiot. Debates are for things reasonable people can disagree on, right? They're like, we're gonna debate which flavor of ice cream I like more. Debates are for subjective things where you're like looking to change minds. Not on things that have objective realities. Is the ice cream in a base 10 system for the debate? See, stuff like that. We can chuckle and have a good time. Oh, yikes. Thank God it's right. I'm really looking forward to camping this weekend. It's gonna be a good time. Anchor cooked gamers. Oh, I guess they can't put this up and just attack unless they have Cyrus. Narrator, they had Cyrus. They're playing. They have all the energies. Our Garchomp is sitting here just slowly dying. Just dead in 4 to this Greninja. I think we're just dead, yeah. To be honest, there aren't really any Pokemon Pocket decks I feel like playing right now, and we hit a bad run with this one. I'm gonna play some Marvel Snap. I know this was a short session, but the current Pocket metagame is just not vibing for me. And Snap's in a medium spot as well, but between the chats being obnoxious, and I'm just gonna go play the other game. We'll try some more Pocket on Monday, but I think I'd rather be snapping this morning.